Welcome to 5 Minute Salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas. Today's segment is sponsored by the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, the City of Jacksonville. Harrison Conyers and the team squaring away our veterans with the benefits they earn through their military service. Talking about veterans, and a friend who I served with in Afghanistan a little while ago is Parker McCumber with Service First Products and also a newly published author. So congratulations. Parker, how you been?
Thank you so much, Chris. I've been doing fantastic. I appreciate you having me on.
No, thanks for coming on and tell your story. So we are an international show because we've interviewed people all across the world. But since I know you, but they don't know you, give them a little background. Where are you originally from and what you do in the Army?
Sure. So I was born in Fort Collins, Colorado. As a kid, we kind of moved around. I went to high school in Utah, and so I call that home. I joined the Army right out of high school as a forward observer. And we ended up, like you said, deploying together in Afghanistan. You were the battalion commander at the time. I was a platoon FO for Nemesis Troop. And honestly, I say often that is the job that really got the snowball building for me as far as learning discipline and learning skills, how I was communicating with people above, below me. And I use the term weaponizing discipline to take continuous action. So my background was enlisted. I did 5 years on active duty, and then I kind of realized that I was missing home. I had spent, those 5 years in Germany, Afghanistan, and Korea, and felt like my parents were growing old. I missed my siblings growing up, and it was time to go home. So I returned to Utah. I did my undergrad in business management at Utah Valley University, commissioned out of the ROTC there, and started my own businesses. I've continued education. I'm working on a doctorate now. And like you said, I just published my first book, How the Hell Are You Doing This? A Story of Life and Leadership by Captain Parker McCumber.
That's awesome. Hey, so to kind of catch, we're going to come to the book in a second here. So to catch people up, when you came out of college, what was your journey into this business space? Why did you do it? I guess that's the question is, why did you choose to do what you're doing now, and what are you doing?
So, sorry, I'll be a little bit vulnerable here.
Yeah.
I was from an impoverished family growing up. I found out just recently, actually, that my father was raising 6 kids on a $30,000 a year income.
Yeah.
And so I always had it in me from a young age where I needed to be kind of grinding or working to earn money because I couldn't get things from my parents.
Right.
So I had that maybe entrepreneurial bug to some degree. And it was actually on our deployment in Afghanistan where that was like my defining moment to become an entrepreneur, I think.
Yeah.
These villages, they don't have modern sewage or plumbing. They have their little ditches that, their human waste goes in. It runs to the cesspool on the edge of the town. And one of our patrols, I think it was around January of 2014, I was walking over one of these little mud bridges to get to the grape rows. We were looking for rockets, and the mud bridge going over the cesspool. Those aren't the most structurally sound. And I'm a bigger guy. I'm 200 pounds. I've got maybe my 100 pounds of my lasers and radios on my back, and that bridge gave out, and I fell, and I splatted into the cesspool, and it was sticky, and it created like the suction. I couldn't get out of it, and I felt it going in my collar, and I felt it going in my sleeves, and I looked up at the sky, and I was like, I've got to be an entrepreneur. I need to do something to make my life better.
Right.
But so I kind of had it in the back of my head from then that when my time in the military was up, I was going to try to find a way to merge those passions and those experiences, my entrepreneurial drive and my military experience. And honestly, Service First Products is kind of the culmination of that for me.
Okay. That's wonderful. And so I'm going to have you on in a later segment because we can only unpack so much here, but let's just give the viewers a quick overview. Your book, why did you write it and why should they read it?
Sure. So like I mentioned before, I am a child of poverty, and To be honest, I didn't know what was possible. I wasn't aware of the different levels of wealth and what I could actually achieve as a human and individual until I joined the Army and I started to be exposed to more and people outside of that realm. How the hell am I doing this? Is the book that kind of discusses the principles that I use, the discipline, the continued action, the continuous learning, placing family as the foundation of everything. It talks about how I use those principles to improve my life. And honestly, it's the secret to how I scaled Service First Products to being an organization that does, over 20 million in sales every year.
Man, that's wonderful, Parker. So, hey, so kind of wrap this up here. How do people find you and how they find, Service First Products?
Definitely. I'm on all major social media platforms. You can find me by my name, Parker McCumber. I'm most active on LinkedIn, so you can find me there. And then my handle for Service First is @WeAreServiceFirstProducts. And you can find us there. We're on YouTube, everywhere.
That's excellent. Well, hey, Parker, it's good to see you on film here. Thanks again for your service to the nation. Thanks for your service in Sabre Squadron, specifically in Afghanistan in 13, 14, not lost on me. And yes, I know that feeling. You're like, okay, I got to get out of this situation. And the fact that you actually were willing to put the calories in and actually achieve what you've achieved thus far. And in my opinion, you haven't even peaked at your trajectory. You're just kind of moving up on it right now. I'm excited to see young talent like you and what you're doing. And the fact that you continue your service with the nation and the Guard, is commendable too. So thanks for doing that too. And hey, I look forward to staying in contact, and I look forward to having you on a later episode to kind of deep dive into your book. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, take a look at our show notes. Take a look at Parker and myself. Love to connect with you on LinkedIn or other forms of social media. Take a look at what he's doing, how he's doing it. Take a look at his book. It's inspirational for sure. Kind of a go-to to motivate entrepreneurs to build that business into a multi-million-dollar company. So we'll see you in our next segment, and live with gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.